Hey, what's up guys? Spencer Rhodes here. So, Lydia is a character that was introduced in this season, Season 9 of The Walking Dead. She is a member of the Whisperers. She is the daughter of the leader of the Whisperers, whose name is Alpha. That's the name she goes by. And she's a big character in the comics. And Lydia pretty much plays an important role in this new part of the story involving the Whisperers. And basically, it starts with her getting captured, and a lot of Lydia's story so far has been adapted straight from the comics. Obviously, there's the big difference, which is her relationship with Carl. She can't have a relationship with Carl because Carl is dead. So it seems like Carl has been replaced with Henry. So basically, a lot of the same things happen so far. In the few episodes that we've seen Lydia in the past couple of episodes of Lydia, a lot of what's happened with her character happened exactly in the comics. She's in a small group of the Whisperers, and she's wearing a mask, and right when she's about to get killed, she begs for her life. So she gets captured instead, and she gets taken and locked up, and they start questioning her. In the TV show, she's being questioned by Henry and Daryl, and she talks about her backstory with her mother, and Daryl and Henry, Daryl's not really sure if he wants to start trusting her, and Henry just instantly falls in love with her. That's pretty obvious. But we find out that in the flashbacks that her dad was pretty much okay, but her mom was actually the one that was batshit crazy. From the very start of the apocalypse, she was crazy, and Lydia eventually Lydia starts to have a change of heart, and she doesn't want to be a savage anymore, and she almost kills Henry, but she decides not to do it, and she actually wants to be locked back up because Henry pretty much breaks her out, and she's about to kill him, but she changes her mind, and that's when she starts to really be honest with Daryl and Henry, and Daryl starts to care about her, and Henry has been caring about her, and she talks about how her mother has been abusive to her. She has bruises all over her body, and she says that it's her mother that gave those to her, and it seems like she believes that her mother doesn't really care about her. She believes that the Whisperers aren't going to try to rescue her. Of course, we find out that the Whisperers do try to rescue her at the end of the episode. Alpha and the Whisperers, they all come to the Hilltop and demand to get Lydia back. So Alpha does in some way care about Lydia. So what I'm wondering is as far as Lydia's abuse goes, and the abuse that she's taken, the physical abuse and everything, is it going to be exactly like the comics? This is kind of a sensitive subject here, but I still think it's something that a lot of people want to talk about, because in the comics she is raped by the Whisperers a lot, and it seems like in both the comics and the TV show, Alpha cares about her daughter. Alpha loves her daughter. And in the comics, it seems like Alpha lets Lydia be beaten and raped by the Whisperers because there's this teenage girl that the Whisperers can pretty much have their way with. That kind of makes her worth keeping around. They want to keep her around because they like doing those things to her. They like using her in those ways. So she's valuable. So they would want to keep her alive. So Alpha believes that, and by letting Lydia get raped by the other Whisperers and beaten and everything, the Whisperers will want to keep Lydia alive, and they'll want to protect Lydia. So in Alpha's own twisted way, she is doing what she has to do to keep her daughter alive. By allowing these things to happen to her daughter, it's keeping her daughter alive. And it's twisted and it's fucked up, but Alpha, in her own way, loves Lydia and is doing everything she can think of to keep Lydia alive, even if it's that type of drastic shit. But it's a little different because now it's been a while since I've read this portion of the comics, but I don't remember Alpha ever saying that she herself beat Lydia. And in a TV show, it seems to be implied that Alpha does beat Lydia. So, and Lydia said that Alpha beats her because that's helping her stay strong, and I'm sure that's a part of it. But I'm wondering. I mean, I don't know if it was ever said in the comics that Alpha herself beat her daughter. Is that just something that's in the TV show? Because if that's something that's in the TV show, I mean, is that why Lydia has bruises? Is you know, because Alpha's abusive to her? Because Alpha hits her? What if Lydia is not raped like the comics? What if it's just the physical abuse from her mother, and maybe from the other Whisperers? Who knows? I mean, is that all the abuse that's been done to Lydia? Has she been sexually abused? If she's just been physically abused, then she's like Daryl. You know, Daryl was physically abused and beaten when he was younger, but he wasn't sexually abused. I don't believe. And I'm wondering. I mean, if Alpha beats Lydia, is that all they're gonna do? Like, are they not going to have the part where she got raped by the other Whisperers? I don't know. I mean, geez, if she gets beaten by her own mother and then raped by the Whisperers, I mean, that's a lot. You know, that's pretty rough for a teenage girl. But I mean, you know, it's a television show, and they might have all of those things happen to her. And I mean, you know, Lydia. She does. I mean, it gets better for her. I mean, she's still alive in the comics right now. She pretty much becomes a normal member of the group. So, I mean, you know, it's still sort of a hopeful story because things get better for her. I mean, she eventually goes against the Whisperers, and she just becomes a normal part of the communities. It's still sad that all this stuff has happened to her, but it's a story, and they might just adapt it from the comics. They might just adapt the things that happened to her in the comics. So it's possible that she's sexually abused, physically abused, and her own mother beats her. You know, all those things have happened to Lydia. It's really sad, but they might go there. They might go there with the character. But I hope that Lydia lives as long as she lives in the comics, because you know she's still alive in the comics, and I hope she gets to last multiple seasons. I really like Cassidy McClincy. I really like Cassidy's performance as Lydia. I think she's a really strong actress from what I've seen of her, and I'm just fascinated by her performance, and I hope she sticks around. She deserves it. I hope that Lydia gets to be in the show for like season 10, 11, 12, 13, because Cassidy McClincy is doing a fantastic job as Lydia, and she should definitely stay on the show. Anyway, that's all I have for this video. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Don't be shy. Hit that like and subscribe. I'm not going anywhere. I make 1 to 2 Walking Dead videos per day, so please hit that subscribe button. Right now, we are at 369 subscribers. My goal is to try to get to 400 in the next few months. So just remember, every subscriber counts. Every bit of support matters and is very, very appreciated. Hopefully, we will eventually get to that 400 subscriber goal. Can't wait to get that far. Anyway, with all that said, I am Spencer Rhodes, and I will see you guys later. Bye.